I always loved medieval times. I always loved the knights in armor and so forth like that. And my mother always used to tell me about castles and so forth. So I was looking forward to that, to go to Ireland to see things like castles and so forth. And it was like medieval times in many ways. Let's say it was like stepping back into time. I mean, it was 55 in America, but it was like 1935 in Ireland. My name is Jim Burke. Let's say I was born in Ireland. I was raised in America. I was 11 months old when I left Ireland. I was born in County Tipperary. I went to Germany for 2 years. My father was an American soldier. And from Germany, we came to the United States in 1948. I'm a Yank, but I love Ireland. And I've gone back to Ireland many times. My mother was born in Ireland, basically, and her mother died at a young age, and her family was all broken up, basically. So that was devastating. And the oldest, I think, was 14 at the time. So, and the father, basically, was, as far as I gather, was very cold, as far as they're concerned, because he never showed love to them. And he shuffled them all off different directions. That was a common thing in Ireland. You either split them up with the family, or they had to go into an orphanage, which was no place to send anybody. My father was born in 1925 in Hoboken. They lived in Hoboken, New Jersey. And in 1929, the crash came in America, and there was no work. My grandfather worked for Macy's. He lost his job. There was no work, but he had a farm in Ireland. So he went back, took my father and his brother back to Ireland. And my father was raised in Ireland, actually. And my father's ambition always in his life was that he wanted to retire in Ireland. But in 1955, when I was 9 years old, we took a trip to Ireland for 4 months, which was really unheard of. And we had a hell of a time. And I enjoyed myself thoroughly, because coming from a city background, when we went back, there wasn't even electricity there. But we were on a farm. It was fabulous. You didn't have running water. People don't realize that. 1955, you had to go to the well, and the well was maybe a mile away, and you had to haul water in 2 milk churns for the house. And then as far as outdoor plumbing, that's all we had was outdoor plumbing. I mean, they didn't have indoor plumbing in those days. So you learned to fend for yourself after a while, you know. What was nice is that it was country. I wasn't used to being in country, and this was real country. And farms were busy then. There was all sorts of agriculture going on. You know, you go down a field, you'd have a field of potatoes growing. You'd have wheat growing, things like that, barley growing. And the farm was self-sufficient. You know what I'm saying? They grew everything there. I used to hear my mother and father talk about all these things, and I got to see these things. And then I even got to go to Trashins with my cousin over there. My gift for graduation was a 3-week trip to Ireland, which I had no interest in, didn't want to go. But being an only child, my father said to me, look, you got to come to Ireland. He said, I won't have a good time because your mother will be a wreck. So I went to Ireland, and I had a fabulous time. It destroyed my life, because after that, I always wanted to go back and I did. I went back many, many times. And in fact, I even got married there. I didn't marry an Irish girl. I married an American girl, but still, I got married in Ireland. My name is Maloney. You got this picture. This is down Tremor now. This is Nan and Mick took us down to Tremor one Sunday for a ride.
And your mother actually let you get on the pony?
Yeah. Paula laughs at my wife laughs at me because I'm very old-fashioned in certain ways. I get melancholy about a lot of things. I'm a deep thinker. It may not seem like that, but I am. And I miss the old things. Other than that, what I can tell you is basically Ireland is a second home to me.